Big milestone last night for Warwick basketball head coach Chris Christensen. Kind of came out of nowhere here, but all of a sudden, 100 wins for Coach Christensen. And check out this this lovely graphic that we made him for the career milestone. Of course, a really big deal for Coach Christensen. 100, hit it in his 8th season, and should be incredibly proud the way that he has turned the program around. His first year, they were 4-18. Last year, they were 21-7. So congrats to Coach Christensen. Just what an incredible mark there for the Warriors. Guys, I would love to get your thoughts. Eric, you've covered him for most of the years here as our boys basketball correspondent. In those first 3 years, he got there in 2015, the 2015 season. He was 18-47 with that crew. The next 5 years, when they transferred to Section 2, he has gone 82-30. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on his coaching career.
Well, first of all, I want to see, can we get one of those big cardboard heads so that we can have it up in the press box?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. And you know what? Anytime a new coach comes in, it's going to take some time for their game plan, their philosophy, their approach to sink in and get these kids involved in the program. So, you know, nobody comes in really right off the bat and boom, is an instant winner. It all takes time. Now, yeah, there are those occasional ones. This took time, and, you know, give Coach Christensen a lot of credit. He stayed the course. You know, he started to get the younger kids involved, got the program built up, and then now you're starting to see him reap the benefits of all those years that basically was that feeder program getting these kids up there. And those numbers you just shared for the last couple of seasons, that's a heck of a run. And still more to come, because not only this year's team, but next year, because there's no seniors, everybody's going to be back.
Yeah, that's the one thing. He has really churned out some real stars, some real primetime players when you think about the Joey McCrackens of the world and the Kai Sapalas and the Tate Landises, on and on down the line. This team literally is not going to graduate anybody from their squad. So as much as their ceiling goes this year, I would have to think that next year's team is just looking to top that and could go on another incredible run. The 21-7 run from last year is the best run they've gone on in his career. Tim, would love to get your thoughts here.
Well, I read the article in the paper this morning, and what jumped out at me about that was, of course, he went to Manhattan Township and played high school in the mid-2000s, then went to Shenandoah and finished his college career. And then when he was done, he just sort of like looked around and said, is that all that's it? Am I done? Is my basketball career over? But credit his mother for, you know, stepping in and saying, look, your career's not over. Just sort of change what you're doing. So he went from player to coach, was an assistant for the Manhattan Township basketball program, and then became the Warwick head coach. So I give him all the kudos in the world. We at sometimes, people like us in the media, we criticize all these coaches, but I really don't criticize a high school coach or a college coach, because they are out there preparing young boys, young men to go out into the real world. And I think that's what Coach Christensen is going to be remembered for. Yes, the wins are great, but he is churning out just some fine young men. And always, you got to look at the parents. So I credit his mom, really, for she should have part of those 100 wins.
You'll have to get her one of those giant Chris Christensen heads and let her have it in her living room. All right.
You know, Eric, before you were talking about the giant heads, I thought you were going to say, can we get a big Chad Landers head? I mean, that's what I thought you were going to ask.
I figure they're already in production.
For my 1,000th broadcast, we'll have to get it, you know, the big 1,000.